With the news that Australia is finally opening up to international travel, you might be wondering, along with where your passport might be, what the story is with travel insurance. So here are the vital things you need to know if international travel is on your horizon in these post-lockdown times. Can I take out travel insurance? The good news is yes. The Australian government has removed the do not travel advice for over 130 countries now. So as long as a country is assessed at level 2 or higher, you can now travel to those countries. The list currently includes really popular destinations like the UK, the US, Canada and Germany. And for a full list of the countries that have been assessed at level 2, you can head to smarttraveller.gov.au. But seriously, what about COVID? If you're looking for travel insurance that does cover COVID, the good news is there's a handful of travel insurers who are currently doing this, and we expect more will get on board shortly. These insurers typically cover COVID medical expenses, trip rearrangement costs if you or a fellow traveller or your host gets COVID and it impacts your trip, expenses if you're unexpectedly forced into a quarantine during your trip, and the accommodation or venue you plan to stay in is closed because of a COVID-19 outbreak. There's some other very specific types of cover available too if you want to look for them and they're suitable. One is for healthcare workers who might get their annual leave cancelled because they're needed back at work, or for people that have a partner or a business partner that is really unwell with COVID. So if that sounds like you might want to check those out as well. What if there is another government lockdown in my state or territory? While our government and politicians have made it clear that they don't want to see any more lockdowns in Australia, I have to be crystal clear. If there is another lockdown, your travel insurance will not cover you. So that one's on you. Are there any other deal breakers? There are a few more situations where you could void your travel insurance, and these include taking a multi-night cruise, if you go into quarantine or self-isolation that you already knew about in advance, if you ignore a doctor's advice that you're not well enough to travel, and if you decide to travel to a country that's specifically listed as a do not travel destination. If you want to know more about which travel insurers are doing COVID travel insurance, I've got a link in the description below. And remember, as the old saying goes, if you can't afford travel insurance, you can't afford to travel. If you like this video, give us a like and hit that subscribe and notification bell too for more tips and tricks when it comes to money and insurance. See you next time.